Good evening, peoples. I thought it would be fun to start an informal Bible study sort of series. Gingersnap will be discussing some Bible stories with me because we can't meet in person, which is really a bummer because Wednesday morning Bible studies have been a highlight of my week for the past several years. Oh, are we going down or staying or? Okay, we're just sniffing things. So I thought we would read through some parts of Ecclesiastes, which is one of the wisdom books in the Hebrew Bible. So there was a time in the ancient world when, okay, and we're down, when wisdom literature was like really popular, which is interesting because it's not necessarily what I would think of picking up for fun. And it's not exactly like a self-help book. It's more like a collection of sayings from someone wise. It might be a little bit like the equivalent of like philosophy, sort of, but it's more disjointed. It's not like an argument being thought out. It's a collection of ideas in no particular order. No idea what she's doing. So, I have a translation of some of Ecclesiastes that was done by my friend, the Reverend Alex Peterson, because my friends have titles. So, from Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and 12. In the words of the teacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem, smokiest of smoke, says the teacher, and foggiest of fog, all is mere breath. Smokiest of smoke, says the teacher, all is mere breath. Besides being wise, the teacher also taught the people knowledge, carefully studying and arranging many proverbs. The teacher sought to find words of delight, and he wrote words of truth plainly. The sayings of the wise are like goads, and like nails firmly fixed are the collected sayings that are given by one shepherd. Of anything beyond these, my child, beware. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. The end of the matter, all has been heard. Live in holy awe of the Lord, and keep God's commandments, for that is all the duty of humanity. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every secret thing, whether good or evil. This is the word of the Lord. So if you are familiar with this passage, or the beginning phrase, you're probably more familiar with the wording, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. So that's a King James 16th century. And we're back. Oh, we do not bite cords. That's an older sense of the word vanity. It's not vanity in the sense of the amount of nail polish bottles that I own. It's more things that are done in vain, things that don't ultimately count. But even that, I think, is an odd translation of the Hebrew, which literally means breath. So the more accurate reading might be breath of breaths, all is breath. And in some sense, that does kind of boil down to things don't necessarily have as big of a meaning as you think that they may in the ultimate scheme of things. We are a blip in terms of the history of the universe. But also breath is, it's central to life. Everything that we do is breath. You could play with a spider or just sniff things. Okay. So, there we go. So in Hebrew, the name for God is, we usually read it as Yahweh, but the A and the E aren't actually in there. It's just the four Hebrew letters, Yod, He, Vav, He. Exactly. And it's said that this name is unpronounceable, but a lot of scholars have said that it's like the sound of breath. Yah, He, Va, He. And that to breathe is to inherently say the name of God, which I think is a really beautiful idea that the concept of breath, which is central and essential to life, is the act of saying God's name. So if all things are breath, all things come down to God. I don't even know why I bothered to entertain this cat. So, see, she has a spider on a string. The idea was that if she learns to attack this spider, she'll be trained to attack real spiders. It hasn't worked. She really likes this, though. Oh my gosh. So, if all things are breath, then all things come down to God. So when things seem meaningless, God still sees a bigger picture of things, and God is still at the center of all life and all of the universe and all of the short attention span of cats. So that is just a few thoughts on the beginning of Ecclesiastes. If you are watching this, I'd love to see if you have any thoughts in the comments, and we can discuss them later. So until then, stay healthy, peoples. Until I see you tomorrow night for evening prayer.